he was like turning his car and like he nearly hit me, and I was like, this nigga, and I'm like,
Let's
wait,
stop
what?
naming names
I
because
didn't name names. I didn't name
you
names.
name names.
You would think that because I live in a first world country, the Wi-Fi would be kicking, but it actually was like when it comes to the entire phrase "niggas ain't shit and bitches be bonkers," I really and truly feel that there is some truth to it, but it really and truly depends on the context. Because some people like, oh, say what you need
Finish the
to say.
sentence. Finish.
Welcome to the Chatterbox. Hey guys,
Hi,
welcome to.
the Chatterbox.
That's our first intro for our premiere episode. My name is Kayla, and this is.
Kelly.
And again, I'd like to say welcome to our first episode of the Chatterbox. And today we just come to talk to you, share our opinions on the internet. It's just two girls with a mic, makeshift mic.
Literally have no mic, but pretend this
We
is
don't have real mics, but we're gonna pretend this mic. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So for context, Kelly, you want to tell them what we're all about?
Yeah, okay. So we are basically long distance friends. So everybody know like long distance relationships, but we need to talk about long distance friendships some more because this girl up and gone all the way to the UK.
I had to live for me, okay?
Okay. But yeah, she up there doing her school things. We're very proud of her. I am in the Virgin Islands. So we are 4 hours apart, 5 hours for daylight savings. It's a lot to handle, and
Yeah.
with a very interesting dynamic, we thought it would be fun to share some of this. I don't say Kellyfulness, but what do we call all
I don't know. We kind of little unhinged.
unhingedness? Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we're just two girls that like to hear ourselves talk, and I feel like other people should hear us talk too. Okay, so let's get into our topic today. So our conversation today stems around. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my words, but that's because it's 11:42 at night and I've been going all day. But it stems around a conversation that we see a lot about on social medias. It's niggas ain't and be
You
bonkers.
have to say it once so that they can know what we're talking about.
Oh my god, say it full. I thought you
You
said
don't
no
say it
crit.
once.
All right, niggas ain't shit and bitches be bonkers.
Yes, as you can tell by the title, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Very juicy topic, slightly controversial, but we're gonna say what we're gonna say, and y'all can let us know what you think.
But before we
Yeah.
get into our talk, our little chitty chat, we have a quote for today. Kelly, you wanna go ahead and give them a quote?
Sure, man. Okay. Let me zoom in. My eyes ain't as good as they used to be.
And she's still there.
Okay.
She's ready. Go ahead.
Okay, so quote of the day is a segment we want to implement where we just throw in a little quote. It could be related to our topic, not necessarily, but just a little quote to get our brains kicking, and we'll see how we can link it to that episode.
And I personally want to say, like, when we give our quote of the day, we need y'all to go away with it and think about how you could apply it to your daily life. Because this is not just for you guys to sit and listen to us yap. This is a learning experience for us all. So I really do hope that you get something fruitful from this conversation.
The quote of today is everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding about ourselves.
And I heavily agree with that because we see ourselves in the friends that we make. The reason that we were attracted to them in the first place is because they have a quality that we recognize. Maybe we recognize it from being within ourselves or from like our family. So it's very important to realize that if you see somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, I just hate them, you gotta take a step back and realize what about them just take you off? And do you have those specific qualities?
Mm-hmm. And it could
Yeah.
be the simplest things because I have this family member that grinds their teeth, and I was like, this is so annoying. And I was like 10 years old, and I was telling my father, man, ain't it so annoying how they do that? And they was like, Kelly, you do that too. sometimes. And I was like, me?
Mm,
And I was like, yeah.
mm.
So it made me realize, no, my father literally told me, yeah, perhaps like why you don't like it is because you'd hear yourself doing it too, and you don't like it. After that, I stopped grinding my teeth though. So,
Well, honestly, I don't like to hear myself chew, but I can't. You can't ignore it because it's your mouth right next to your ear. So,
mm.
but let's get into our topic of the day. So, what you think, Kelly? What you think about the phrase "niggas ain't shit and bitches be bonkers"?
Well, first of all, I don't like the word at all. Like, I can bleep that out simply because I hate it. Because I don't see why we need to degrade black people in general. And some people are like, oh, we taking back power for the world. In my opinion, why can't we empower each other with empowering words? If I come up to you and I say, hey, queen, well, I know that's like a term in itself now, but I'm like, hey, queen, hey, king. It has the same oomph that you would want when you say, hey, my dog, or the other word.
My
So
nigga,
I
my
against that
nigga,
one.
my nigga. To be honest, I would say that I've been desensitized to the word. Not almost to the
Mm,
point that I forgot the history about it. I very much know the history behind it. But it's used so much in society that I kind of equate the word nigga with the word man. Like there was a
that
dude
should
the
not be
other
the
day,
case.
like literally I was crossing the street, and Kelly, you know that sometimes I just act like I own the road,
Mm,
and I forget to look, and a man was a white man. He was in black. He was like turning his car, and like, he nearly hit me, and I was like, this nigga, and I'm like,
mm.
wait, that man is not a nigga. He's so like that's what I mean by I've been desensitized to the world, but I completely get what you mean. But to kind of shift the conversation away from that, or else we're gonna get carried away. When it comes to the entire phrase "niggas ain't shit and bitches be bonkers," I really and truly feel that there is some truth to it, but it really and truly depends on the context. Because some people like, oh, say what you
Finish
need
the
to say.
sentence, finish the sentence.
No, because I say this because yes, you cannot generalize an
Mm,
entire group of people and an entire gender. And I agree with those sentiments. But at the same time, there are some women out here that actually be truly crazy, and there are some men that are truly despicable. But I don't think that you should go into relationships with that mindset, because then you're gonna set yourself up for failure, because you already going in there with the slightest hint of distrust, and you kind of bracing yourself to be hot, if you get what I'm saying.
I understand that. However, I still disagree with the statements altogether. Like,
Hmm.
they're both derogative terms. We should not be starting a sentence like that at all. Because I know
Hmm.
people like to say, oh, that's my that's my girl. Like,
Hmm.
it's
I
a
was one of those, but I don't call my friends bitches anymore. I kind of just grew
it's
out of it.
supposed to be a friendly tone. Same with how guys are like, that's my but you need to know that words have power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And what you say becomes your reality in a sense. You need to know that, hey, this is my friend. I'm not gonna call her that because the origins of these words still matter. As much as you wanna take it back, it still matters. I just had to get out of it. But in terms of what you said, where you shouldn't go into relationships with negative mentalities, I completely agree.
Basically, I lost my train of thought, but I feel like because everyone has, I would say the general public, or what you would see on social media, everyone has like the general idea of, oh, this nigga is shit, so I'm gonna do what I want to do to him anyways. And then the guys will be like, oh, woman is dog, so I'm gonna do what I feel to her, like feel like doing to her anyways. And I feel like it just continues to perpetuate this cycle of hurt, and hurt people. So if you come out of a relationship and this man did you the worst, and now your perception of relationships is horrible, and you have a history of being hurt by men, at some point, as a human, no matter what your morals are or who you are as a person, at some point you're gonna get fed up, and you might not take the higher road, and that might lead to you hurting somebody else. And it just as I said, continues the cycle. And I feel
Well,
like that's why we have the issue today. I feel like some people step into relationships without giving like somebody grace from the start.
mm, okay, two things. One,
Hmm.
people need to heal from past relationships before they jump into other ones. I feel like this
Yeah.
dating culture, we always hop, not we, people always hop in from
Mhm.
relationship to relationship. Like, it's okay to be single. It's okay to be by yourself. Love yourself. That's a whole nother topic. Self love. We have to discuss that for sure.
You want
But
to discuss healing right now? Because I could talk a lot about healing, girl.
but second point, you said hurt people, and I disagree. I feel like I disagree with a lot of stuff that's like common saying, but
I
I'm
need
gonna
to
bring
hear
it up because you could be hurt, you could be broken deep down, but it's not your place to go and put that onto somebody else. You need to
it.
know, you need to be able to carry that love inside of your heart and not get taken over by hate. So I think hateful people hurt people, and when they are hurt, they want to hurt others. Misery loves company. But I've seen people been hurt and decided to not use that hurt, to learn from this experience that, hey, this happened to me. I don't want it to happen to anybody else in the world. And they go on and help people. So I don't think hurt people. Because
I
someone
kind of
that's hurt
disagree with that
can
though,
go and help someone.
because you could be hurt and you could go through the process of healing, but you're going to still, at the end of the day, because of the experiences that you experience, learn certain behaviors that you might not be aware of, and you could be hurting somebody without even knowing. You could have a behavior and a habit that you don't necessarily realize is hurtful because you've been hurt in the past. So it might not be completely intentional, like it might be your coping mechanism, and that mechanism might actually be hurtful to the rest of your relationships. So that's why I say hurt people, because some hurt people intentionally, some people do it unintentionally, and then you have the regular. I agree with the fact that you said that bad people. There's no way that I'm lagging right now, bro. This is one of our problems, you guys. Like, my internet at school is absolutely horrible. I know Kelly's stuck. Great. Great. Anyways, hopefully you guys caught some of that, but I feel
Girl,
like
I caught none of that. My internet went bloop.
and I was
I was
talking for so
texting
long and I
you.
saw your message. I saw the message pop up on the screen like, "Bro, you're talking," and I kept talking because I'm that delusional. I was like, "Gonna come
Uh,
back at some point in time. Hopefully they catch what I said," but I'm gonna have to reiterate what I said. But guys, this is one of the problems with me being away. My uni Wi-Fi is ridiculous, and I tried to use my data, but the data is even worse. You would think that because I live in a first world country, the Wi-Fi would be kicking, but it actually was the like. But let me get back to what we were talking about. My internet is sometimes trash, but I was saying that, Kelly, I don't agree that hot people don't hurt people. That you could be hot, right? Let's be real. Trauma, even if it's like the slightest bit, takes a long time to heal from. And even years and years and years after thinking you've healed, you will uncover some coping mechanisms and behavioral changes that you use to kind of survive the environment that you were in, I should say, because I don't have a different way to say it. But I'm saying that somebody, and I'm going to use myself as an example, can take the time to heal, and they can make the steps to be a better person. But at the end of the day, subconsciously, there will still be things that they may say or they may do that can hurt others without them realizing. Because to them it might be normal, and to them it might be a coping response. It might not be something the most visceral, but it could be something as simple as them shutting down and not talking, and depending on the type of partner that they have, that could be very hurtful. So they might not intentionally go out to hurt people. Bad people, hateful people intentionally do that, but you could be hurt and think that you heal but still hurt other people and not see it, if you get what I'm saying. So it's not black and white, there's a
yes,
spectrum.
yes, nothing is black and white. I agree. However, I do think it's our responsibility to not just say, well, this is my coping mechanism. It is what it is. because that people use that as an
That's
excuse.
not
They're like,
right. Yeah, I don't agree. Like, I
bro.
don't think you should do that either. Sorry. Go ahead. It's getting heated. Go
I
ahead.
forget what we say. Yo, when I am.
I'm sorry. I I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Okay, you were basically saying don't use it as an excuse. I hope that jogged your memory.
Yes. You said some people hurt people unintentionally. I agree. We are humans. Yeah, I can end it then. We are humans. We hurt people unintentionally. That can be the case, but I still think it's our responsibility to try, because some people, when, for example, when they're hot, they're gonna be like, well, this is just what I do. I shut down. So you either deal with it or you leave. And that's
Mhm.
not cool. That's why people have these sentiments that, hey, this is this, because we're not willing to walk with each other. We're not willing to help
That's
each other
basically,
heal, in a sense.
yeah, it comes down to who the person is as a person and their character. Because me personally, you know what I've been through in my life, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually do a lot of work to move past it. And when I realized certain traits, I used to be the person like, this is just how I am, and you're gonna just have to deal with it. But I've realized that you can, and that was when I was like a teenager. I am
I feel like we all.
I'm 20 now, and like over between
You're
the ages
20?
of 18. Yeah, I know,
Sorry.
right?
I'm done. I'm done.
No one has to know, baby girl, but they all do. We guys like chat, but between the ages of 18 and 20, I had a lot of changes in terms of personality and how I react to things. Because the only person that's responsible for my reaction is me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I can't keep saying that this is who I am and you have to deal with it. Because if I realize, and if multiple people are pointing out to me that this is problematic, I have the power to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does not have to deal with your BS.
Facts. Because something that you said, it was in my head and it went, whew. But hold on. Let me try and catch it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Like, literally, I was gonna say it when you kept talking.
Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I was basically saying everybody is not entitled to your BS and it's up to you to change it. That you're responsible for your behavior at the end of the day.
And look back, I'm like, oh, that's what I was gonna
This is
say
what I
now.
wanted to say. Yeah, you can catch it back like
So pissed.
later in the conversation, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed at my
Okay.
brain.
Yeah, but no one lost a train of thought too.
I
Thanks a
think
lot.
that's okay though, because we need to move on. But we get so caught up, so antsy about the topic. We didn't even catch up. Like,
No, we did not. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. It has been a week.
it's been a minute. For us, a
Yeah,
week of not talking is a long time.
yeah, and it's been a long week too.
Hmm.
How's what's been up with you before I get into my week?
um, my week. You know what I said on my day? My day was kind of bad at the start. I wake up in a funky mood. You could know when you like not having a good day, and somebody is like, "Hey, what's good?" And I'm like, like we being extra grumpy. I was like,
I can literally see it happening.
and they was like, "But everything is good, and what's not good, we could fix it so it could be better. And if you can't fix it, then you gotta leave it alone." This person is like top tier optimist. I like talking to them. They always improve my mood. Like every time you say, "Hey, what's up?" They're like, "I'm grateful," and I'm like, "I love that for you." So shout
Mm,
out to you. I don't know if
I
they'll
used to
watch
be
this,
sorry.
but
Go ahead.
yeah. But after they said that, I was like, you know what? I can change it. So I got some fresh fruit, cause you know I love fruit. So I get some fruits. I was chilling, and like that just it went from a downward spiral to an upward spiral. So it showed me that yeah, you could be having a bad day, but you
Mhm.
shouldn't let that guide you. Like your emotions don't control you. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good coverage for how my week was. So when I was having bad moments, I had to take some time, pause, like breathe through it, and be like, it's gonna be okay. And yeah, try and have a good day.
Well, my day was completely the opposite in terms of how I handled being down because university is getting a lot tougher, and I made the conscious decision a couple of weeks ago to start locking in, like studying and stuff. I'm going. I have 9 a.m.s. I'm on campus every single day. My schedule literally goes 9 to 4 every single day, and it really caught up to me on Thursday. So like Thursday was like the last bit of energy I had, and I woke up this morning feeling like, oh my gosh, Kayla, I really don't want to go to this class. It was a struggle to get out of bed. And I was like, at the end of the day, if I don't go, then I just lose, on some like important information and important questions that I could ask. So I went, my mood was uplifted a little bit, and then I came home and I was just like, I was just dead. And I was in a bad mood, and I just wanted to kind of like lie down and kind of self isolate. So I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to call to anybody and talk to about anybody. I just wanted to lie down in my bed and have some me time. And I allowed myself to be in a sadder mood because, like you said, like it's good to like re-uplift yourself, but I'm the type of person that used to do that to my detriment. And it became a case where I thought I had to be happy all the time. And if I wasn't happy and if I wasn't in a good mood, then something was wrong. And I am known as being like the cherry, like hype friend.
Yeah.
So like when I was in therapy, my therapist was like, Kayla, there are other emotions that you can feel. So now I allow myself to feel my emotions for however long I need to feel them. So I sat down in my bad mood. I opened my potato chips. They're still open now. Get these, okay? These are bussin'. I don't know what they call, but I think you saw it for long enough. I sat down, ate my potato chips. I was watching Wednesday, and my mood immediately shot up. But it wasn't to the point where I was like, okay, I need to go and talk to my friends now. But like, it felt like a little bit of self care. Then I cleaned my room. I felt relieved, and that I could just relax and de-stress for the rest of the day, not worry about work. So even though I was in a down mood,
You were still progressing in a good way.
yeah,
I like that for you.
yeah. So I don't even know how to progress onto that to come to follow into our conversation. But I should say that some people, when they're in a bad mood, they take it out on other people.
Hmm. That's a good segue into our next topic.
Yeah.
So I think we could talk about healing from past relationships. We spoke about it a little bit. Healing from past relationships before you jump into a next one. Because I feel like because of experiences people have had in the past, that's why these sentences are thrown around. Because they'll be like, this girl was a dog. And
I
that's how they have the
didn't
mindset
mean to
towards.
laugh, but it's just how you saying it, bro.
That's how I hear it in my head. Like, and unfortunately, that's the case. People don't heal. They don't realize that, hey, this one person, this one dog bite me,
Honestly,
but that don't mean I need to be scared of all dogs.
and
But
honestly,
wait,
mm,
but preface, I still have to say, you still need to be cautious around dogs. Cause
mm.
I ain't trying to be all goody two shoes and say everybody's happy go lucky. No, be cautious, but don't be judgmental towards everybody.
What I would add to that is that you could heal, but at the same time, you could learn. So you could learn how to recognize the red flags, but then at the same time, not assume that every person is a red flag. You have to learn to become a good judge of character. So you have to take all of your heartbreak as sort of a learning experience. And in order to move on, you have to be able to forgive them. But before you forgive them, you have to heal. And it's a long process. And I realize that a lot of people in our society are not patient. There's no timeline on healing. In my opinion, like you have to take time to process how you feel about the ending, process how you feel about the person, process how you're going to move on, fill back up your emotional cup because being in a relationship, even being in a friendship, is emotionally taxing. And then when it's gone, you kind of have to recuperate from giving so much of your energy to that person, and you have to sit with yourself and try to understand, why did you even give your energy to that person in the first place? Was that even worth it? And it's very important to kind of grapple with all of that information and those emotions so that you could give yourself closure. And then when you feel like you pass the point where like you kind of over the person, that's not the point where you jump back into another relationship. That's the point where you start pouring into yourself and you reflect about the things upon the things that you could have done differently and how you could progress as a person. And then when you feel like you have blossomed, then I guess is when you can try and take the next step, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
You also have to realize that it also takes time because when you lose a friendship, you're still grieving a person. They haven't died, no, but that's somebody that was very important to your life. And just like that, they were
Mm-hmm.
gone. But there are certain situations where some people mentally check out before the relationship has even ended. And therefore, the healing process might not be as long for them because like, you could be in a
That's
relationship
a
with.
different story. That's a
Oh, that
different story.
okay. So we're not gonna talk about that because I just want to talk about the two different sides to healing. Because as I said, everything is not black and white. But yeah, no response.
Mm,
Crickets.
crickets, cause time. We got 10 more minutes. That's crazy.
That's why I say we should start over because we ain't doing this right.
Well, what is right? We can be imperfectly perfect.
Let's not do that because
We are
then
gonna do that.
yeah, because someone will take that and run with it and be like, "What is right? I could actually like just shoot this person right now."
Oh, okay, no, no, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No right from wrong, but there's no perfect. Like, so, okay, like, literally, this podcast did not go how we planned it. We were supposed to launch tomorrow, literally. That ain't happening. We getting launched like 2 weeks from now. So, y'all, I hope y'all excited. We still kicking through these hiccups. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think we should start over because we did this intro like 5 times.
Did it
And
like 10 times.
it was
Bro.
not perfect, and it's not gonna be perfect. And I was a little salty because I was like, "Girl, we saying it together." The second time, but we didn't say it together.
Fair
But
enough.
I was like, you know what? It's whatever.
I
That's
feel like
fine.
this conversation like hasn't even come to a conclusion though. Like there's still a lot of things that I think
It's
can
so
be
much.
discussed. Yeah, we might have to have a part two, honestly. But we can get into our yappy hour segment though, since Kelly's like, we're
Yeah.
crunched for time, we're crunched for
I
time.
just said, we have 15 minutes left,
All right, hold on.
so let's get into Yappy Hour. We did a lot of talking. We gotta still add some whimsicalness to this, cause life ain't that serious. Let's not take anything too serious.
Yeah, so let's get into our segment called Yappy Hour, where we play a few games, ask a few questions, and you guys could give your opinions down in the comment section and let us know what you think, and maybe we'll discuss it on the next episode. Who knows? Who
We
knows?
could do that.
Yeah.
We could
Right.
definitely.
This is gonna be interesting, Kelly. So for today's Yappy Hour segment, we have a game called Yes. It's not Yes and. We didn't give this one a name.
Mm-mm.
But basically, we have a couple quotes, and I'm gonna read them out, and me and Kelly are gonna discuss what we think about them.
Okay.
And it's
Hit me with
pertaining
the
to
first one.
relationships. Hmm?
I said, hit me with the first one.
Hit you with the first one? Oh, I'm gonna hit you with my best shot. All right. The pain of parting is nothing compared to the joy of meeting again.
I laugh because I remember when we were picking these out, and I'm like, this is so cringe.
How? How?
Because
What? How? What?
I know you can be upset because you are Miss
No,
Fluffy
I'm not
Girl.
upset. I'm just passionate.
Okay,
Let's not do that.
passionate.
Am I foaming up the mouth right now? No. Go ahead.
Um, yeah. In our dynamic duo, Kayla is very much a lover girl. And I like that for her. But I am unfortunately a realist. I didn't know this till I read stuff like this, and I'm like, I roll to the moon.
Mm,
So I'm like, if something ends, you let it die gracefully. You don't hold on to, oh, we can meet again in the future. If God has a plan, it can happen. But I'm like,
You
just
see, my thing is not like it's kind of similar, but I think that you feel like I'm gonna be holding on to it and be like, oh my gosh, that happens when it reaches the end of the relationship and it's still do do do. But once I have moved on, it's like it's dead, it's in the past, and I'm gonna live my life as I'm supposed to. But I feel like if we take time apart from each other, and I'm talking years upon years upon years, and we meet back up again, I wouldn't be opposed to like even engaging in a friendship because it's been so long. And sometimes it is the right person, wrong time, and you just needed that space to grow from each other. However, that's only if the tide's turn. Like if the tide's turn, again, on my surfboard and I'm riding that wave. But for right now, it's like, and I'm rolling in the deep with you. You know, it's over. You get what I
I'm
say?
very much when the tides have changed, I out to the beach. Like you ain't catch me.
Oh no! If I supposed to ride the wave, like I go ride the wave.
And that's just us.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's
But
it.
the next one, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Nothing changes when we're apart.
I feel like that's the same vibe.
I'm gonna be
But
obscene. That's the most dumbest shit I've ever heard all day.
yeah,
Things do change.
a lot
Even all
changed.
dynamic, like I'm in the UK and you think our friendship is gonna be the same, but I'm
Yeah.
experiencing another side of the world, a different culture, and I'm gonna come back with different ideas and different habits that I had than what I
Like
had when I was
literally,
at home.
earlier. Sorry to cut you off, but
Go
earlier
ahead.
you said Thursday, and I was like, did I hear a little British accent coming out? I'm like, where is
Thursday. No,
Thursday?
because
Thursday.
I see the mimicking them in class.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday, bro.
Thursday.
Thursday, okay, whatever. I have not
But
been
yeah,
gentrified yet.
yes.
Yet. But no, because even I have friends that my high school friends, we were ride or dies, and we used to talk and we used to chat every single day. But now all of us are spread across 3 different countries, and it's not the same anymore. Not to say that we don't still love each other. We do have love for each other. We will still support each other in all of our endeavors, but we're not in constant communication because we're all in different time zones. We're all stressed about university, so things do change. So I don't
I
know who said that. Who was the nitwit that came up with this quote?
wait.
Yes.
No, but change could be a good thing. Like I feel like we always think change
Yeah.
is horrible, change is bad, but
The only thing that's constant
things
is
change for the better
growth.
sometimes.
So, anyways, we can't give any more time to stupidity. So, next. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. Well, she couldn't even see in the first place.
Do not.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was like, is she gonna go there?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Do it.
I think that the things that you cherish about a person, you can't necessarily see them. Um, their cadence. Well, you can see the way somebody carries themselves.
But simply
Um,
their vibe. Like when we first met, we vibe like automatically. We were chatting all the time, and you can't see that, but you can feel it.
really, you could kind of feel the love and appreciation that some people have for you. Like you may not see it in your day to day. I have family members that I don't even talk to, but I know they will bend over backwards.
Yeah.
So I think there
Or
is
like
some truth.
I
Hmm?
was gonna say, or like even sunshine. Like yeah, you can see it, but when you feel that warmth on your skin, that's a different type of appreciation. You know.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, a better example is that you can't see the wind, but you could definitely feel it.
That's
You
a
can't
better
see the
example.
love that your mother put into that nice pot of pea soup, but you could definitely see me walking the house, dog. Mommy, you cooking pea soup? Like that kind of, yeah. What's the next thing? The problem with putting others first is that you have taught them that you have come last. Yes.
No.
The problem, let me, the problem
Really?
The problem with putting others first is that you have taught them that you come last.
No, I feel like we always in this whiplash moment. Like
Mhm.
you can't give without giving your all. Like it's not like that. You
Mhm.
can put someone first. You can care for them, love them, but that doesn't mean you come last on your list of priorities. I feel
Mhm.
like in this generation they want us to be. I'm gonna get a little philosophical, so let me reel it back in. But
No, don't
we
read it.
have become a bit too selfish. It's like I doing this for me. I living for me. I doing my this that. And sometimes
Mhm.
like yo, we. What happened to the word we? What happened to sharing?
I
And
wasn't looking about. Oh, sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
Sorry, I
I
keep cutting you off. Sorry.
no. I was gonna say it's 100% important to care for yourself. What they say in the airplane, put your gas mask on first so that you can go
Mm,
and care for others. But that
mm.
doesn't mean once you have on your gas mask, you shouldn't help somebody else. That's all I'm saying. Like you can put others first sometimes.
I wasn't thinking about it from that perspective. So I do agree with what you're saying, but there are some times where you do need to put yourself first. In the
Yeah.
case where people are taking advantage of your kindness, you have to know
Mm-hmm.
the people that you're dealing with. And why I say so is because if you keep dropping everything for one person and being at their beck and call, you're basically creating an environment where they believe that they will always come first in your life, if you get what I'm
And I
saying.
agree.
It's
I know
the
what
same
you're saying.
way. It's the same way with um how you allow your family to treat you, and I hope you can see where I'm coming from this, is how you will allow everybody else to treat you,
Mm-hmm.
because it starts in a home.
I suppose.
Yeah. But let's not get into that now because that's like a whole
Because
other
yeah,
conversation.
the whole can of worms.
Yeah.
I feel like we could get into that because worms could be good. Like, see,
Gummy
worms.
worms, like the candy, not the actual. Oh,
No, worms could be good depending on where you put a worm. If you need to
you
put
say
them in your
worms
garden,
like parasites.
no, see, context, man. If you need garden worms in the soil, they're nutritious for plants. They're nutritious for the fam. But
Mhm.
if you're taking worms in your gut, that's horrible. That's bad. We don't like that. But I just thought that was funny because the phrase can of worms. A can of
That
worms could
was
be good.
so random. I'm like, where is she going with this? Like, okay, I don't follow the plan. I gonna
Sometimes
trust
my
the
brain just be going on these random tangents,
okay.
and I
I'm
do not
sorry.
apologize for it.
Okay, that's fine. I gonna trust the process. Let me see where you're going with this because I actually lost. And I think it's because it's midnight because I usually get what
Oh,
you put
right,
it down,
right, right.
but I'm not getting it, Kelly. I'm being too loud. I have flatmates. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I actually scream into the top of my lungs like they can't hear me. Sorry,
oh,
guys.
let's not do that.
Yeah. And you see, this is an example of putting others first.
Yeah.
Yeah, being considerate, which we have also lost in relationships. I feel like
Yeah.
people lose sympathy for each other, and I feel like why a lot of relationships don't last is because of a breakdown in communication and people forget how to be friends.
Yeah. Not even. That's a whole thing, like how to maintain relationships. Not even romantic ones, but friendship ones as well. There are
Yeah.
things you need to do. We definitely need to talk about that. Let us know in the comments if you want us, if not if, when you want us to discuss maintaining relationships. But you mentioned like um people don't have compassion, and it's true. It's really sad. The phrase like, "What do you bring to the table?" Like, why can get from you? I'm like, bro. Sometimes you don't need a table. Let's go on a picnic and eat it on the floor.
Fair enough. That's a good compromise. To be
Yeah.
honest, I would say that I have a deeper appreciation for the Caribbean because you would say back home that we losing our compassion, which I agree with, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't quite see what coldness in a person felt like until I touched down in this country. Like, we say personalities vary, but in the Caribbean, we kind of all have the same happy vibe. it's like we hire something. Because when I came to the UK, I actually experienced different personalities. I mean, people who are actually monotone. I mean, people who are actually miserable with their life. And I don't mean miserable like your granny, miserable like your granny. She gonna shout and scream with you and she gonna tell you good for nothing. But she still got a little joy and a little more
And
on
she
in
still
my
gonna feed
life.
you. Yeah.
She gonna say she's still a happy person, but I've actually seen like looks of disdain and people that have no care for others, and even in the service industry, girl, like you talk to these people, you asking a question and they're not making eye contact with you, they're just putting their air. And it was a culture shock for me, because when you don't look at me in my face, I feel like you didn't hear me. So then I would stop speaking and they'll be like, I'm listening, and I would be like, you are.
It's so disrespectful. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And like even in the Caribbean, we do go above and beyond. Like we do stuff that's not our job. Down here, they stick to their job and nothing else. Because I asked a security guard for directions in the store, and granted, some of them are on contract, so they don't work in the same store every single day, like how we do in the Caribbean. But I mean, you've been here all day, so you should at least have a lay of the land. If you're a security guard, you have to know all the exits, right? That's your job. I literally asked, do you know what aisle this is in? I can't find it. She was like, I don't work here. I'm just a security guard. Go and ask someone who works here. Ma'am, all you doing is standing up and looking up in the aisles. Like you could literally tell me to go left, but you want to be
Well,
so difficult and so asinine. And yeah,
I would
sorry,
say in that case, she didn't have to be rude about it. But sometimes you are a little too
entitled,
like, huh?
entitled.
That. But like Karen, you expect too much from people sometimes
Yeah,
because the security guard, that's not their job. Like she said, she's not supposed. She doesn't. She doesn't have to know where all the items are in the store. Like especially how you said they may not walk there every single day. Like
mm-hmm.
you don't. Yeah, you can't expect it from them to know.
Fair enough.
And it's a
I
bit
mean, you can at
entitled
least tell
to
me the
be
aisle.
like,
I'm not asking you to show me the shell, but you could
no,
be
but
like,
like
ask for
she might
alcohol.
not know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you
That's me
can't
not
expect.
being graceful.
Yeah,
That's me being a brat, but it's okay.
yeah, a little bit, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm willing to call you out on certain stuff, cause that's
Yeah.
life, and
Fair
I hope you
enough.
found out too.
Yeah, but they also call me a brat because I went to the restaurant, right? And back
Mm-hmm.
home you have a waiter, they come and pour your water, they come and ask how you want, like if you need anything extra. I literally asked the lady, can I get a glass of water? She gave me a cup. I was like, the tap's over there.
Oof. Mm-mm.
What they
That's bad.
paying you for, sis? Like in this specific restaurant, it's self-serve when it comes to drink. So I mean, like if it's self-serve, I'm not leaving a tip. I should not even be paying a service charge. I literally just paying them to come in and
The
seat
food.
me, because I have to scan the menu on the QR code. You don't get a restaurant experience. They don't even come and give you a menu. They're like, oh, you could sit here, and if there's anything you need, let me know. Oh, can I get some water? Oh, the tap's over there. And when I order my stuff, they don't give you a menu in this specific restaurant, sis. Like I literally had to scan a QR code and like order it, like look at what I wanted, and then she would come back and be like, okay, what do you want? I don't get extra ketchup. I don't get ketchup at all. I have to ask for ketchup. I have to ask for them to put salt on my fries. I was like,
Well,
there wasn't even salt on the table, bro.
okay,
I was
that is
asking
crazy.
about. I'm like, what kind of experience is this? I thought we in the UK and this is fine dining. No, carry me back home right now. I get better service. Let's be for real.
That's saying a lot.
It's exactly like how bad it gotta be for me to be missing. Okay, so guys, I know that our conversation didn't quite go as planned, but what goes as planned? Am I speaking English? Like it's so late. I
You
feel like
are.
it is because it don't sound
Yeah,
right to me. But
it's fine. What I
what goes
say, make the plan, go through the plan, throw out the plan, because nothing is gonna go according to plan. This was our first episode of the Chatterbox. We really hope you enjoyed. But to really all back in, are these stereotypes true? Are
really not
and
it or are bitches. Really, the
bonkers.
bitches need to be bonkers. And you can put your opinions in the chat, and I'm gonna gonna promise you guys something. We'll have a part two, and we'll have a conversation about your comments.
Ooh, that is
Yeah,
good.
let's see what
Part
happens.
2 is not going to be the very next episode because we do have something special in store for you. But we will come around to it. So you gotta hit that subscribe button so you know what's up. But to conclude, no, we do not agree with the statement. Yeah, as you
No,
saw
we
from
have
our
some
entire
agreements with the
dialogue.
statement. I don't speak for me.
Oh, I don't agree with the statement at
And I
all.
feel like depends on the context and it really depends on the person.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely need a part 2.
Yeah, we know we're gonna have to discuss it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
nothing is black and white. We do understand that. It all depends on the people. Life is very much a rainbow. But I think you should not go into any relationship with preconceived notions. And we need to give a bit more love in this world. Stop giving so much hate and judgment off the bat. Or in general. But yeah.
I agree with that statement and I could say so much more, but we're gonna have to keep it for the part two because then we're gonna be here forever.
Let us know how you enjoyed the fourth episode of the Chatterbox. Move it up again.
Thank you guys for sitting on and chatting for us. I really hope that you liked it. A lot of things. Listen, what can go wrong will go wrong. I feel like everything. But it's okay. We were able to pick it back up and still have our vibe. We hope that you could
Yeah.
tolerate us talking about voices for like 40 minutes.
But yeah, thanks for joining the chat. We hope you guys enjoyed.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what other conversations you'd like to hear from us. Because we like to hear
And share
from
with your
you.
friends. Don't forget.
Yeah, do that. And your family. We're not your grandma because we said some inappropriate stuff. And we don't need her to be hearing that. Okay? Thanks. See you guys later. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold on, let me take a screenshot. I can't take one because the camera on this side. Take a screenshot for me, please.
Of the wall. I can't take a screenshot. I have my laptop. I'm going to take a picture. There you go. Hi, guys.
Hey.
My name is Kelly. Ready, set, go. Welcome
Welcome
to
to the Chatterbox.
Kelly. I said ready, set, go. After go. Welcome to
Bro.
Chatterbox.
Again.
One of them have to be good. Next.
Hot
It's
people
the
don't
same.
have to hot. No, you don't have to. Not all
Right.
hot people
But
hot people. But continue.
how I was going with that, if you let me.
Okay.
Like I was saying. Right. Could this get any worse? Like the light was good, and then
Don't say that. Never say that. Because things can always be worse. I didn't hear what you said.
oh, I was saying when I eat, I do. So I could see how people could find it annoying.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
Uh,
But
For context, my name is Kayla S, and that is Miss. Everyone, you on this side?
no, I'm on the other side.
Oh, that is Miss Kelly Full. Yeah, don't worry. So yeah, for context, as you said, like we're just two friends navigating, and we are here to spill the tea and get a little bit of controversy. But before we get into it, we're gonna talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but on a real note, we want you guys to join our conversation because we the yap. Like that's why this is called the Chatterbox. We just start the conversation and roll in and roll. So we want to share this with you guys. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I think we should just hop into it.
Yeah, we just lose the plot all the time, but we're gonna get straight into our first episode topic. So you want to introduce it?
Wait, yeah. I was gonna say, as you can see by the title, we get into some really juicy stuff today. Like,
Yeah, so but before we start with topic of the day, which I have some words about.
Okay, wait, hold
Quote
on.
of the
Hold
day
on.
today.
Wait. Before we get too far in, this is for my editing sake. I want us to do one more take of the intro. But this
Can
time,
we? I'm gonna end this recording and dump it and
no,
start over.
you want
I
to do
can't.
that?
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can, but I don't. Nah,
We have
right,
enough
whatever.
recording time
We do, but like I don't
because we're
do
9 minutes
this.
in right now. Okay, we can start over from the top. That was our run through.
Okay.
Okay.